Hey Gooners, welcome back to Gunners Talk Daily, your home for everything Arsenal. The Gunners are back on the training ground at London Colney today, preparing for their next Premier League challenge against Burnley this Saturday. After an incredible 2-0 victory over Brighton in the Carabao Cup on Wednesday night, confidence is sky-high inside Mikel Arteta's camp as Arsenal continue their unbelievable run of form across all competitions. That win over Brighton sealed Arsenal's place in the Carabao Cup quarter-finals, where they'll face Crystal Palace in what promises to be a thrilling London derby at the Emirates. Goals from Ethan Nwaneri and Bukayo Saka secured the victory, and once again, the Gunners showed just how deep and talented this squad truly is. Despite making wholesale changes, including giving first senior starts to 15-year-old Max Daumann and 17-year-old Andre Harriman Anus, Arsenal still looked sharp, disciplined, and full of confidence. Today's training session saw the players in high spirits, recovering from that impressive cup win and shifting focus back to Premier League action. Arsenal remain top of the league table, unbeaten in 11 straight games across all competitions, and have kept 6 consecutive clean sheets. In October, they played 6 games, won all 6, scored 12 goals, and conceded none. A perfect month that has set the tone for what could be a remarkable season. There was more good news from Mikel Arteta as several players who had recent fitness concerns are edging closer to full recovery. Bukayo Saka, who missed training last week due to illness, made his return against Brighton and even found the back of the net. Declan Rice also returned from a minor issue to play a part in the cup victory, reassuring fans that he's ready for the Burnley clash. However, Arteta is still managing a few injury cases. William Saliba, who was substituted at halftime in the win over Crystal Palace, sat out the Brighton game as a precaution. The same goes for Gabriel Martinelli, who was seen limping after that Palace match. Arteta confirmed both are being assessed and will be given time to recover properly. Meanwhile, Martin Ødegaard, Kai Havertz, Noni Madueke, and Gabriel Jesus continue their rehabilitation from longer-term injuries. The Arsenal boss revealed that all of them are making good progress and could be available again in November, with Ødegaard targeting a return around the North London derby later this month. Jesus, recovering from a serious knee injury, has returned to light training on grass and is aiming for a full comeback before the end of the year. Arteta's rotation against Brighton showed once again that Arsenal's depth is no longer a weakness. The young guns stepped up brilliantly, with Ethan Nwaneri's calm finish opening the scoring before Bukayo Saka came off the bench to seal the win. Kepa Arrizabalaga, making his home debut, impressed with key saves early on, while debutant Max Daumann made history as Arsenal's youngest ever starter at just 15 years and 302 days old, a moment that will be remembered for years to come. That victory means Arsenal will now face Crystal Palace at home in the Carabao Cup quarter-final, set to be played in the week commencing December 15. Chelsea, Manchester City, Newcastle, and Fulham are also through, setting up an exciting stage of the competition. With Arsenal currently top of the Premier League, perfect in the Champions League, and now in the last 8 of the Carabao Cup, the Gunners are showing the consistency and mentality of real title contenders. Arteta's system is clicking beautifully, and the togetherness in this squad is clear for everyone to see. Training at London Colney today was focused, intense, and filled with positivity. Players were seen working on quick transitions, finishing drills and defensive shape, as Arteta looks to extend Arsenal's unbeaten run when they travel to Turf Moor. Burnley may be struggling in the league, but Arsenal know there's no room for complacency, especially with a busy November schedule ahead. So Gooners, how confident are you heading into the Burnley clash? Do you think Arsenal can keep this incredible run going? Drop your score predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Gunners Talk Daily for all the latest Arsenal news, updates, and match reactions. On Wednesday night, Mikel Arteta's side made it 6 wins from 6 this month, with a 2-0 victory over Brighton in the Carabao Cup, a result that sends them into the quarter-finals and extends their unbeaten run to 11 games in all competitions. This Arsenal team is operating at a frightening level. 6 games in October, 6 wins, 12 goals scored, none conceded, and 6 clean sheets. Every department of Arteta's side is firing in perfect harmony. From the backline marshaled by William Saliba and Gabriel, to the midfield's control with Declan Rice and the attacking flair of Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli, everything is clicking into place. Arsenal are top of the Premier League, unbeaten in the Champions League group stage, and now one step closer to another domestic trophy. The Brighton win wasn't just another victory, it was another piece of history. 15-year-old Max Daumann became Arsenal's youngest ever starter at 15 years and 302 days old, showing calmness and confidence well beyond his age. Alongside him was fellow academy talent Andre Harriman Anus, 17, who made his senior debut and impressed the Emirates crowd with his energy and composure. Goals from Ethan Nwaneri and Bukayo Saka sealed the win, with both young and experienced stars combining beautifully. Nwaneri's opener came from a clever team move, showcasing the fluid passing football Arsenal have perfected this season. Then Saka, introduced in the second half, showed his class once again, reacting quickly to a rebound to double the lead. The clean sheet means Arsenal have now gone 6 straight matches without conceding a goal. Kepa Arrizabalaga, who started in goal, made several key saves to preserve the shutout. The defense continues to look rock solid, with Timber, Hincapie, and Mosquera all stepping up in rotation. For Mikel Arteta, this was a proud moment, not only for the performance, but also for the pathway it represented. To see teenagers like Daumann and Nwaneri start and score in a competitive Carabao Cup match highlights just how deep Arsenal's youth system has grown under his leadership. The future looks just as bright as the present. Now attention turns to the next challenge. Arsenal will travel to Turf Moor this Saturday to face Burnley in the Premier League. With momentum fully on their side and confidence sky high, Arteta will want to maintain the perfect balance between squad rotation and consistency. The Champions League trip to Slavia Prague follows shortly after, and maintaining this rhythm could be key as the fixtures pile up. Arsenal's October 2025 will go down in the history books as a perfect month. 6 wins, 6 clean sheets, and a growing sense that something special is building in North London. Arteta's project, once doubted, now looks like a machine that refuses to stop. The hunger, the unity, and the quality across the pitch have turned Arsenal into one of Europe's most complete sides. So Gooners, we want to hear from you. How confident are you that Arsenal can keep this form going into November? Can this team really challenge on all 3 fronts this season? Let us know what you think about the Brighton result, the rise of young Max Daumann, and Arsenal's unbelievable defensive record down in the comments below. Meanwhile, in previously news, Arsenal returned to London Colney this afternoon as Mikel Arteta's men began preparations for their Carabao Cup 4th-round tie against Brighton and Hove Albion, which kicks off on Wednesday night at the Emirates Stadium. Fresh from a hard-fought 1-0 win over Crystal Palace, the Gunners looked sharp and focused in training as they aim to reach the quarter-finals for the 2nd season in a row. It was a positive atmosphere at Colney, with players regrouping just after the win that sent Arsenal 4 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. That victory came at a cost, though, with several key players picking up knocks. William Saliba, Declan Rice, Ricardo Calafiori, and Gabriel Martinelli were all substituted with issues during the Palace clash, while Bukayo Saka had to be managed carefully after playing through illness. Arteta confirmed after the match that the medical team will assess all 5 players in the coming days before deciding who can feature midweek. Speaking about the injuries, Arteta said that Saliba came off as a precaution, while Rice suffered a knock to his lower leg and will be monitored closely. Calafiori also experienced some discomfort, but is not expected to be out long-term. Martinelli felt something muscular late in the match and was seen limping down the tunnel, while Saka's substitution was mainly down to fatigue after recovering from illness. The latest reports from London Colney suggest that the manager will rotate his squad heavily for the cup tie, giving chances to some of the club's younger and fringe players. Piero Hincapie, who has been training at full intensity for the last 2 weeks, is expected to make his full debut in defense. He could be joined by Christian Mosquera, who impressed after replacing Saliba at half-time on Sunday. In midfield, Mikel Merino may start in place of Declan Rice, while Martin Zubimendi could be rested after a busy run of fixtures. Further forward, Eberechi Eze is expected to continue in the creative role after his match-winning goal against his former club. Youngsters Miles Lewis-Skelly and Ethan Nwaneri have both trained with the first team this week and could be involved in the squad, with Arteta known for trusting youth in domestic cup competitions. Up front, Viktor Gyökeres is set to lead the line once again. The Swedish striker may not have scored at the weekend, but his link-up play and pressing intensity impressed the coaching staff. Leandro Trossard is also pushing for a start after a strong performance in the previous Carabao Cup round, when his goal helped Arsenal beat Port Vale 2-0. The Gunners' defensive numbers remain outstanding this season. Arteta's side are unbeaten in their last 10 matches across all competitions, winning 7 straight and keeping 5 consecutive clean sheets. In fact, Arsenal have now gone 100 competitive games without conceding 3 goals in a single match, a record that only Manchester United have matched in English football history. Their Carabao Cup journey so far hasn't been entirely smooth. In the third round, Arsenal had to work hard to overcome Port Vale, but the result showed the team's ability to get the job done even without several key players. That same resilience will be required against a Brighton side that has been ruthless in the competition, scoring 6 goals in each of their last 2 games, against Oxford United and Barnsley. However, the Seagulls' record in this competition beyond the 4th round is poor, having failed to reach the quarter-finals since 1979. Arsenal will look to use that to their advantage, especially with home support at the Emirates and their current momentum. Arteta will also be aware of the need to manage his squad ahead of 3 crucial away fixtures that follow the Brighton clash. With Arsenal competing strongly on all fronts, Premier League, Champions League, and Carabao Cup, depth and rotation will be vital to keeping the team fresh and focused. Training today focused on light recovery for those who started against Palace, while the rest of the squad took part in high-intensity drills, small-sided matches, and finishing exercises. The likes of Nkapi, Marino, and Trossard were heavily involved and are all expected to feature on Wednesday night. Despite the injuries, the spirit inside the camp remains high. Arsenal's form has been nothing short of remarkable. Top of the Premier League, unbeaten in all competitions for over a month, and showing defensive discipline rarely seen in previous seasons. With the club's last League Cup triumph dating back to 1993, Arteta will see this as an opportunity to end that long wait for domestic cup silverware. The question now is whether Arsenal can maintain their incredible consistency while rotating the squad. Fans will be eager to see how the team lines up and how the young talents perform if given a chance on Wednesday night. So, Gooners, what are your thoughts? Should Arteta rest his key players and trust the young guns to get the job done? Or should he go full strength to ensure Arsenal's place in the quarterfinals? Let us know your opinions in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Gunners Talk Daily for all the latest training updates, injury news, and build-up ahead of Arsenal versus Brighton at the Emirates. Meanwhile, in previously news, from Gabriel's injury concern to Declan Rice's suspension fear, new updates on Kai Havertz and Noni Madueke, and even news about Arsenal's next big academy star Max Dowman, there's a lot to get through. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a single update from Gunners Talk Daily, your daily home for Arsenal news, transfer stories, and match previews. Arsenal returned to Premier League action this weekend after a stunning European performance in midweek. The Gunners thrashed Atletico Madrid 4-0 at the Emirates, a dominant win that saw Viktor Gyökeres score twice, continuing his brilliant start to life in North London. It was exactly the type of result Mikel Arteta wanted before facing Crystal Palace, a side that caused Arsenal trouble last season. After wins over Newcastle United, West Ham United, and Fulham, Arsenal have now picked up a net gain of 8 points from those games. A win on Sunday could stretch that run to 10 and further strengthen their grip at the top of the Premier League table. But it won't be easy. Crystal Palace have already beaten Liverpool this season, showing they can hurt anyone on their day. This match will also mark Eberechi Eze's first game against his former club since making his massive £67.5 million move from South to North London. The talented midfielder hasn't fully hit top form yet, but facing his old side could bring out a fiery performance. In his pre-match press conference, Arteta confirmed that Gabriel Magalhaes has picked up a small injury and hasn't trained with the group since the Atletico game. The Brazilian defender, who scored and assisted in that match, was subbed off after 72 minutes and is now a doubt for the weekend. Arteta said, "Yeah, not much. Big Gabi had to leave the pitch with an issue and he hasn't been able to train yet. Let's see how he trains over the next 24 hours. That means Arsenal might have to make defensive adjustments ahead of Sunday." Fortunately, Riccardo Calafiori is expected to return to the starting 11 after being rested in midweek. The Italian has been fantastic this season and was unlucky not to score a goal against Fulham that was ruled out for offside. Arteta also praised Miles Lewis-Skelly and Gabriel Martinelli for their brilliant midweek performances, saying, "Very good. I think Miles and Gabs were superb. The impact, the team, the results, they were great from the beginning. We need to keep them all involved and make sure they believe they have a chance to play." That's a clear hint that Martinelli could start again against Palace, especially since his pace and direct style could cause major problems for their fullbacks. Arteta will also have one eye on Europe after Arsenal's 4-0 win over Atletico Madrid came with a bit of bad news. Martin Zubimendi picked up a soft yellow card, his third of the group stage, which means he will now be suspended for Arsenal's next Champions League match against Slavia Praha. UEFA rules state that players are suspended for one match after receiving 3 yellow cards during the league phase. The positive, however, is that Zubimendi will return fresh for the huge clash against Bayern Munich later in November. But there's concern that Declan Rice could soon face a similar situation if he picks up another booking in Europe. Arsenal will want to manage his minutes carefully as the fixtures start piling up. Arteta also gave updates on some of Arsenal's long-term absentees. Martin Ødegaard remains out with a knee injury and is not expected back until after the November international break. Kai Havertz is still recovering from knee surgery, but could return before that same international window, if all goes to plan. Noni Madueke continues his rehab after a knee issue suffered against Manchester City. Arteta said they will reassess him next week, while Gabriel Jesus continues to make excellent progress in his recovery from ACL surgery. The Brazilian striker has returned to grass training and is targeting a comeback in December. Arteta confirmed, "Gabi is doing super well. He's in a really good place. It's a massive injury, but he's making very strong strides. He's pushing to be back as soon as possible." That's huge news for Arsenal fans who have been waiting to see Jesus return to add more attacking depth alongside Saka, Trossard, and Gyökeres. In other news, 15-year-old wonderkid Max Daumann has officially signed scholarship terms with Arsenal, despite big money offers from other clubs. Daumann burst onto the scene with some mature performances during pre-season and even registered an assist in his Premier League debut against Leeds United. Arteta personally played a big role in convincing the youngster to stay, describing him as a player for the future of Arsenal's midfield. The manager said, "We need to be cautious and careful. We're managing his training, his education, his diet, and exposure. He's undoubtedly a player who can help the first team soon." Daumann has scored 4 goals in 4 matches for Arsenal's youth sides this season, a massive sign of his growing influence. So to sum it up, Arsenal are full of confidence after smashing Atletico Madrid, but they'll have to be smart and disciplined against Crystal Palace. With some players still recovering and Gabriel's fitness uncertain, this is a test of Arteta's squad depth. Arsenal sit top of the table, 3 points clear of Manchester City. A win this weekend would not only keep them there, but send another strong message in the title race. What do you think about Gabriel's injury concern and Rice's possible suspension? And do you think Arteta should rotate more players before the Carabao Cup tie against Brighton next week? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to Gunners Talk Daily for daily Arsenal news, match previews, and exclusive updates from London Colney. Meanwhile, in previously news, Crystal Palace, who were in action on Thursday night against AEK Larnaca in the UEFA Conference League. Mikel Arteta's men are currently sitting 3 points clear at the top of the Premier League table, with Liverpool chasing behind and Manchester City also playing away from home this weekend. So this is a golden chance for Arsenal to extend their lead. Arsenal come into this game in brilliant form. They've picked up 3 wins and 2 draws in their last 5 matches, showing strong consistency both in attack and defense. The Gunners have been especially dominant from set pieces, scoring 37 goals from corners since the start of the 2023-24 campaign at least 16 more than any other team in the league. Gabriel Magalhaes remains a real threat in those moments. The Brazilian center-back has now been directly involved in 20 Premier League goals since joining Arsenal with 18 goals and 2 assists, the most for any defender since the 2020 to 2021 season. Defensively, Arsenal have been just as impressive. Arteta's backline has conceded only 3 goals in all competitions this season, while their defenders have scored 5, the fewest goals conceded from Europe's top 5 leagues. And here's another crazy stat. Arsenal have never lost or even conceded a goal in a Champions League group stage match at the Emirates under Mikel Arteta. That record shows just how much fortress-like the Emirates has become. Now, let's look at the injury situation.